Hello everyone, I hope that you all doing great. Today we're going to see how to enable an Azure backup to a virtual machine here on Azure. So let's start. I already create the virtual machine, so I'm gonna click the virtual machine, and here on the left panel menu I'm gonna click backup. And before we can enable the backup to a virtual machine, we need to create a recovery service vault. What is a recovery service vault? You can see it like a vault that is going to hold all the backup copies of your virtual machines or your multiple virtual machines. So we can create the recovery service vault from here, from this menu, or also we can create it like going to that specific resource. So I'm gonna do it with this second option. So I'm gonna write here recovery service vaults. I'm gonna click here and I'm going to create a new vault. I'm gonna select the resource group. I'm gonna put the name for this recovery service vault. I'm gonna put it like vault test. I'm gonna select the region, is US, is okay. Let's click next. Now here we need to select the backup redundancy. We have like three options: local redundant, zone redundant, and geo redundant. What this means, like, okay, local redundant, it means like it's going to be like in the same data center in the same region. Zone redundant it means like it's going to be in the same region but in multiple zones. And geo redundant, it means like it's going to be the backup is going to like the copy of the backup is going to be like in multiple regions. You can have it like in East US, but it's going to be a copy is going to be also, for example, in West US. So as you can imagine, the geo redundant option is more expensive, so I'm going to choose the locally redundant option, and I'm gonna click next. In the encryption, I just gonna leave it like just Microsoft managed key. Here we can like enable immutability. In this case, I'm gonna leave it like this. Networking, I'm gonna leave as a public access from all networks. Next, review and create, and let's create a vault. Okay, once a recovery service vault is deployed, we can click go to resource, and here we have multiple options. So before we enable the backup to the VM, we need to create a policy, a backup policy. This is like the rules that the backup is going to follow. So there is already created like some default policies. In this case, I'm going to create a new one. So I'm going to click add. In this case, there are multiple policy types. We have one for virtual machines, other ones for SQL servers, some other one for SAP HANA, virtual machines, etc. In this case, I'm just going to click Azure Virtual Machine. And here I'm going to select the standard. I'm gonna put a name. In this case, I'm gonna put it like policy. I'm gonna name it policy, and I'm gonna name it like student, so something that it easy to like to identify what this policy does. For example, okay, I just want this policy to be like to retain the backup for 30 days, 1 week, and like 1 month. So with this thing, I can like easily identify what is the retention of this backup. So in this case, I'm just gonna put it like just 1 day. Here I'm going to select the schedule for the frequency, sorry, the schedule for the backup, and the frequency. In this case, we can select daily. I'm gonna leave it like this. In instant restore, I'm gonna select just one. These instant restores are like the instant recovery snapshot that are going to be enabled. And if we want to do a restore or a VM, this way is going to be more faster. So in this case, I'm just gonna leave it just 1 day, but we can like have multiple days. Okay, now the retention of daily backup point, I'm just gonna leave it as 1 day. Here you can put like, if you want to retain the daily backup for 30 days, you can put it like this, 30 days. The weekly backup, you can like retain it for 1 week, for example. The monthly for also 1 month. And if you want to like to retain a yearly backup, you can also retain it for 1 year or the time you want. In this case, in this example, I'm just going to leave it the daily backup only just for 1 day. Oh, so okay, so the minimum value must be like 7. Okay, 7 days. So I'm gonna change it here, 7 days, and I'm gonna click create to create a policy. Okay, the policy is created. So if I go here again to recovery service vault, here on vault test, on backup policies, our policy is right here. So I'm going to like, I can enable the backup for the virtual machine from here, or also you can go back to the virtual machine, click the virtual machine, click backup, and here we're going to select existing recovery service vault. We're going to select the one that we created, and here we're going to select the policy type. In this case, we create a standard policy type, and let's select the one we create, that is policy 7 days. So here is the policy details: backup frequency daily at 8 a.m., instant restore for retain for 1 day, retention of daily backups for 7 days. And here are all the disks that are included in the backup. We can exclude some disk. In this case, this is the operating system disk, so we cannot exclude it. But if we have like another data disk or some other data disk, we can exclude those one if we want. So I'm gonna click enable backup. And now the backup is going to actually going to enable the backup for the virtual machine. So let's wait a little bit. Okay, the deploy is complete. So now if we go back to the recovery service vault, and if we go to the backup jobs, we can see that the configuration for the backup is complete, but we haven't done any backup yet. So we can wait for we can launch a backup manually, or we can wait for the policy hour to be for the backup can be like launched automatically. In this case, I'm gonna launch the backup manually so you can see it. So I'm going to select the virtual machine, and here on backup, I'm going to click backup now. I'm going to retain backup till, I'm just going to retain it just for 1 day. Oh, sorry. one day. Let's click OK, and now the backup is going to trigger. So I'm going to back to the recovery service vault, and if we go back here to backup jobs, here appears like a new item that is called VM test. The operation is backup, the status is in progress, the type is Azure virtual machine, and the start time. So if we click view details, okay, we can see like here the task that the backup is doing. So first it takes a snapshot, then it's going to transfer the data to the vault, and finally it's going to validate the backup. So this is going to take some time, but this is how you can enable a backup to a virtual machine. And yeah, if you want more videos about Azure, you can comment on the sorry, you can leave a comment on the section comment, and see you in the next time.